Mayor, a bit of a dust-up last week between your office and the Tourism Marketing District. You released their money at the end of the week after assurances that the Balboa Park Committee was going to get their share of the tourism dollars. Are you satisfied with how things wound up?
Well, I wish we didn't have to go through this stuff. It's a simple matter of them living up to an agreement which had taken several months to negotiate. Here we have what's going to be really our top tourist attraction in the next couple of years, the Balboa Park Centennial Celebration. We're going to have a year-long national and international exposition. And they agreed to give 5% of this tax that they collect to Balboa Park. But they told them they weren't going to do it. They didn't have enough money, although they do have money for bonuses for the highly paid workers over there. But so I said, look, if you're not going to give the money as per agreement to Balboa Park off the top of the money you get, then we're simply not going to release the funds. They agreed to do that, so I hope this ends the matter. But, they just simply weren't living up to the agreement.
One of the undercurrents that I noticed as I was sitting in that Tourism Marketing District meeting on Friday was that there is a concern among tourism officials that the pot of money they're going to be working with could shrink. Not guaranteed, but it could shrink in coming years. What is that saying about San Diego's tourism marketplace?
Well, by the way, this is a private group running a private effort. I don't know why the government is involved anyway. But the only reason why there's, quote, a shortage is because they can't get their own hotels to pony up an agreement or to sign an agreement that says they are responsible for any shortfall the city has should there be a lawsuit or should the lawsuit that's now against the Tourism Marketing District be found to be valid. That is, there will be a liability to the city. We're requiring them to, that was the basis of our last agreement, to make up that liability. And yet they can't get every hotel to sign that waiver, we call it. And so we're withholding the money that for any possible lawsuit problems proportional to what each hotel gives. So if they can't get their own hotels to grant us the waiver, then they don't get the money. That's the only reason for any, quote, shortage.
But it's not a sign that there are fewer tourists coming to San Diego.
In fact, all the reports I've seen is the tourist economy is stronger now than it's been for many years, and that the outlook is very bright. I mean, come on, this is a city that has the most perfect weather in the world, the most beautiful beaches. People are going to come here. There's some question about how they use that money and whether they use it effectively. I don't know that San Diego has a slogan, for example, after we spent hundreds of millions of dollars, like Las Vegas has, like New York has. Where has all that money gone, I would ask. So they're whining about the money that they get, and they don't use it effectively, they don't live up to their agreements, and then they complain somehow that tourism is going to falter. They're just wrong.
Is this something that's going to happen again next year?
I hope not. All they have to do is live up to the agreement that we made with them.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about Balboa Park. A big centennial celebration not very far away. What's that going to look like?
I think people are going to be extremely excited. In a few weeks, we're going to roll out the first set of ideas. We hired a very experienced creative firm to work out all the production. A firm that has done international celebrations before. There's going to be international part of the park with pavilions that are rotating from different countries and cities around the world. There's going to be a place where we stress the innovation of San Diego's economy. There's going to be cultural and art events from around the world, the highest quality music and art and exhibitions. I think people are going to be really, really excited. And we're going to roll out those first ideas in a couple weeks.
Okay, it's going to be a big time for the city of San Diego. A healthy city is always great to have there. The city's going to be talking about its budget coming up next week. Are you satisfied with where you are in terms of the city's budget process?
Well, clearly, you never have enough money to do all the things a city needs. But we've turned a corner, it looks like to me. I mean, we've had 6, 7, 8 years of cutbacks, of sacrifices, of pulling in our belts. We are on the verge of having what is called a budget without any structural deficits. That is, our income and our spending match up without any gimmicks and one-time kinds of revenues. We have a surplus projected for 5 years out. That's why we're able to negotiate a 5-year agreement with our workforce. We're talking in City Hall now about, we're arguing over how to spend the surplus or how much extra money that we might be able to give to our employees. We're not talking about cutting back. It's a lot easier, a lot more optimistic to deal with what we're dealing about. So the City Council has to deal with my recommendations next week, but we have a balanced budget. I asked for two things from my financial people. One, that public safety be ratcheted up because we are dangerously low on police and fire protection, and we've done that. And that infrastructure, like potholes and street repairs and sidewalks, be a high priority, and we've accomplished that. The highest amount of spending on that infrastructure than we've ever had.
How important is it to have a city with a healthy financial balance sheet when the centennial comes into town?
Well, I think that's going to be a great, attraction. I mean, that is people, we're going to have to spend some money to get that money. So that allows us the ability, people have confidence, there's optimism. People might say, why are you wasting money on this centennial when we can't fix our streets? It gives the city a sense that we are moving forward, that we have some confidence in our future, that there's optimism involved. So it changes the whole dynamism, really, of a city when you have a balanced budget and you don't have to keep cutting. We're restoring library hours, restoring fire stations hours, we're restoring rec center hours. I think people have a better sense of what we as a city can accomplish.
You are being recognized these days for your efforts to kind of unify the San Diego-Tijuana region a little bit. Where do you think you've really made some strides in that direction?
We've just a few months. We were recognized on the front page of the New York Times for doing that. I was just elected the chair of the mayors, the border mayors conference that we have. And there's been other national recognitions and international recognitions of what we're doing. I started with just a simple thing. We put a municipal office in Tijuana. It's become the center of synergies and activity. When I thought about submitting a proposal for a Olympics in 2024, we're going to propose the first binational Olympics in the history of the Olympics. Now, that allows us to, with an excitement, with a focal point, with deadlines, to say, what do we have to do as two cities to achieve something as monumental as a Summer Olympics? We have to inventory our resources, see where we can fit things together, how we can help each other, what are our obstacles, how do we make that border more efficient and everything then becomes in the context of this big thing in 2024. If we have to establish, for example, a athletes, what they call it, athletes housing colony, guess what? Afterward, it could be affordable housing for our citizens. There might be some transportation improvements we have to do. Guess what? That stays afterward, and we have public transportation for our citizens. When we talk about a Charger stadium, it's now in the context, could this be an Olympic venue? Could this be opening ceremony kind of material? So we're going to look at things in San Diego with a heightened sense of both excitement and a bigger thing than what we've tried to do in the past.
San Diego Mayor Bob Filner, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.